Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Occult Chronicles. In the last episode, we began exploring the second story of the house, after very quickly stepping into the backyard, and then not liking the amount of distance I have to travel to get anywhere out here. Long passages are things we'll be finding in the basement. And since we are playing with the story mode turned on, I don't like the idea of having to navigate back and forth through these hallways for no other reason than to complete and turn in different quests and so on. It's too time consuming. I've always felt like the backyard is just... It's too much time to finish any quests that are out there. Even if this quest is arguably worth it, I don't remember what we get for finishing up the witch's quest, one way or another. So then we started on the second floor. We've completed a large amount of quests that we had, and now our quests almost all consist of quests for the second floor. On that note, we should probably consider turning in the quests that we have at this moment. Let me first check what quests are still over here. Okay, so because we need to complete this papers quest, Ring the Gong, still, we can delay on turning in the ghostly dinner party until that sort of stuff is done. But since we'll also be aiming to go back upstairs, we might as well complete the ghostly bride at this point. And I think we'll make an attempt at the ghostly ball once or twice and see if we can wrap up that quest too while we're here. Let's get going. Oh, and for our character, what did we earn in the last episode? We picked up a tattered diary, something else that helps us with lore challenges. We've grabbed a crystal ball and shrivel flesh. Some additional, one additional spell and another miscellaneous item. Crystal ball in particular is very useful because it shows you where exactly the room is located on the basement second floor that you need to get to if you want to find and defeat the final boss. We also got 2 more Arcana cards. Strength, +1 swords, and when we use it, all the ammo for all of our cards that require ammo is fully filled. And the World, which would give us 1 of each bone that we do not already possess when we use it. But we already have all the bones, having spent the experience points required to get them, and making sure we started with one that we weren't going to purchase. We've got a few more edges since then too, we grabbed Lucky Bullets, Torque Sense, and Mumbled Wisdom, and Bargained with Demons, and we've fully leveled up Adaptive Intellect and Mr. Chain Blue Lightning. Alright, so let's get to it, everyone. We're going back for that later. It just occurred to me, we could go there now. Come down here and go... No, go back upstairs, because we're gonna get the quest to investigate this somewhere on the second floor or the attic for the alchemist, if we want to complete it. That's quite a trek back up to the attic if he's up there. So maybe we won't be finishing that. Our first bad story token. I forgot what the sound effect was like for that. These undead creatures possess tremendous physical strength and ability. They can absorb inhuman amounts of damage. They are cunning as befits their many years. They are, in short, efficient killing machines. All challenges that involve wands as a primary suit receive a -1 modifier to the number of trick cards placed on the board while this story token is active. Okay, so harder for us to complete that, and I'm pretty sure this is going to require wands. Let's, though, still let Constance know that her betrothed is no longer here. Yep, so we get 1 less trick here. I think we would have had 9 total. Is that right? We actually get 8. This is still really good. You decide to tell the ghostly bride that her groom has passed on to the spirit world, and that she should join him there. a deceptive challenge. We have one ace in our hand, which gives us 1 point. We just need to get one card correct to get this quest completed. And I'm willing to risk our Queen of Wands later, because we can use the Eight of Wands here to guarantee we win the challenge. Good thing we rehearsed this for so long. Right, now we have to play the Queen, unless I want to use the 4. Oh, it's a good thing we did that, because the King of Wands was indeed on the board. You weave an elaborate tale, just as Master Gracely instructed. She seems hesitant to believe you. But I can sense his loathing presence, she hisses. But you finally convince her that she must leave for the spirit world to find her betrothed. She vanishes before your eyes. Bros before wives. Alright, well done. So she's been convinced. Now we need to go back upstairs and tell the betrothed about it. Thunderbolt, another air talisman. That's 3 of these that we have now. Holy crap. Physical combat, if we lose it, there's a good chance we'll be able to ignore most of the results that show up, depending upon how badly we do. Okay, we still don't have the quest that requires a living gargoyle statue. I think it's a coin we need from that. So that we can keep that here. And we will instead go to the ghostly ball. You decide to tell the ghost that you have found the ghost pianist and that the ball can resume. The ghostly pianist makes his entrance on your cue and the band strikes up a grand waltz. The ghost's attention is now focused on you. You think you know what they want, and you wish you had taken more lessons. We get 1 experience point for completing the quest. Guaranteed. The Hermit, another Arcana card. Blocks 2 sanity loss points from being applied to your character after the results phase is finished while this card is in your inventory. So, this works like the armor card we have, only it's sanity damage this blocks, not physical. The ghosts seem to be murmuring among themselves. It's obvious that they want you to have the honor of the first dance. It's Wands challenges here. It'll be tricky, but we'll try it. Your first partner steps up and the introduction is made. Before you know it, you are waltzing around the floor. I've been decent at dancing of this sort in the past, but it has been an age since I last danced with someone by holding them. Man, when would be the last time I did this? It would have been a wedding party, not my own. It would have been with Liz, not Caroline. Caroline and I were not friends that way. And I had Liz step on my feet so that she wouldn't worry about me stepping on her feet when we danced around. It was kind of cute. Anyway, let's see what we have here. So I see an 8 of Pentacles and a 5 of Cups, thanks to, I guess this is a lore challenge, which is why we get to see these. It must be a lore challenge, because we can use our diary, I guess, to learn how to waltz a bit better. Let's flip over a few cards first. 4 of Wands. We can play the 6 of Wands to take it. So I guess I'll try to explain for this episode what's going through my head in regards to what cards I want to use and items I'm using. So the book here, it chooses a random card in my hand and improves it 1 through 6 in value. If I want it to, let's say I want to take the 8 with my 5. Well, I have 3 other random cards in my hand I have to worry about first. So if I can play these cards, that could be beneficial. At the very least, I would like to get the 2 of Swords out of our hand at this moment, or the 8 of Wands. We might accidentally choose the 2 and level it up, but then we can probably use the 2 to take the 5. So that's what's going through my head at the moment. I really feel like this game, so I'll talk a little bit about balance again. So you might remember, everyone, that I hate saying it, but it is the truth. I can't recommend this game. I think there's too many issues with this game. I like this game. I play this game every year. I've bought in this game like 3 times from Cryptic Comet. I can't recommend that you do the same, though. Too many balance issues, I feel. If the game, just as a default, let you scry like this, or put a large amount of tricks on the board every single game you played without having to have necessary stats to do this, I think the game would be much more enjoyable to play, because there'd be some thought that goes into what the decisions that you are making, as opposed to the game basically playing itself until we reach this stage in the game, which is that our character is becoming extremely powerful at this moment, and the game becomes fun at that point, if a bit easy. Okay, so we've got 3 cards on the board and 3 cards in our hand that we could utilize if they were 3 points higher. Our swords could take the 5, our 2 of cups could take the 5 of cups, our 5 of pentacles could take the 8 of pentacles. I'm willing to use our book at this point. Remember that we cannot flip over any other card until we actually deal with this card that we flipped up, because we have a matching card of a similar suit in our hand. Okay, we rolled a 2, and it was the Wands card, so it was the worst possible result imaginable. We chose the wrong card, and we leveled it twice. The good news, though, is that if there is another number card up here for Wands, we will guarantee that we are able to take it. Oh, King of Pentacles. You can get the 5. Now, with 3 face-over trick cards left, I am worried that one of these might be the Queen of Pentacles, because the game likes to roll like that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the 8 and take it with our Knight to guarantee we win the challenge. The King of Cups can have our 2. There might be a Queen of Cups here, and if there is, we lose our page. So now, I'm going to flip over the 5 of Cups so we can use our page. There was a Queen of Cups. See? Smart. Smart. The Tim is smart. Or at least I know how to play this game. Or I can make you guys think I do by faking it. You dance around the ballroom in glorious circles. Your partner seems to be having the time of its life. An edge upgrade. I'll take an edge upgrade. Let's think here. So never misses still doesn't help us whatsoever. We can go from a 2% chance to get bullets to a 4% chance. We could have 1 more item scried. I think we're going to double the chance that we get bullets. Let's grab lucky bullets up a rank. The ghosts seem to be quite pleased with your dancing ability. The polite applause tells you they want you to continue. If you fail any of these, you start over from the very beginning, which means you could farm this event for things like edge upgrades and what have you if your Aura of Luck is high enough, but I don't like doing that. The only time I'll metagame of that sort is failing a challenge that has no significant penalty with it, if I'm looking to flip over more cards, and even then that's only in the very beginning portions of the game where I'm desperate for experience points. We are past that point at this moment. Your second partner steps up and an introduction is made. Before you know it, you are waltzing around the floor. We have a Page of Cups and a 10 of Wands up there, and we only have a Page of Wands in our hand. It's the only face card, a bunch of low number cards, so we are likely failing this. Since the 10 of Wands is here, there's no reason for us to delay in taking it with our Page of Wands. Everything else, though, we're kind of hoping that we can play it. We have no swords cards, so the 2 of Swords cannot be answered, neither can the 5. We can take the 2 of Wands with our 5. We can take the 2 of Pentacles with our 3, and that lets us win the challenge. I'm surprised. We're not likely to choose the Cups card, but I'm willing to give it a go with our Tattered Diary. We failed. We improved one of our 4 of Pentacles to a 6. You are glide and swirl around and around. You and your partner practically have an out-of-body experience. Wow. Holy crap, that is so lucky. Another edge upgrade. What the heck? Well, let's make that no. Let's grab Torque Sense now, and we'll scry another card when it comes to doors. The ghosts are quite enthralled with your dancing. The enthusiastic applause tells you they want you to have one final dance. Your final partner steps up and the introduction is made. Before you know it, you are waltzing around the floor. Oh. Well, that's awkward. King of Wands and Knight of Swords we scry up here. So we can't do anything about the king, and nor the knight. Let's flip over other cards. Five of Swords. We can take you with the 6. King of Swords. You can stay there. If I want to win the challenge, we should use our king. If we fail this challenge at this point, we have to do all the dances over again, which, as you've seen, is not necessarily a bad thing. But I know we can win by playing the king. The odds of either of these being another Pentacles face card is low. So I will play the king. And we did the best we could, which was the best dance ever. Well, not ever, but for Lotaeri, it was pretty darn good. You waltz around the floor as if traveling in another dimension. You know this is an experience that you will never forget. The dance finishes, and you find yourself alone in the ballroom. And you get danced with ghosts. Anytime you would be reduced to 0 sanity, there was a 20% chance that you will be reduced to only 1 sanity instead. Because we're playing on Reaper mode, this means that if we die because of 0 sanity, there's a 20% chance that it doesn't happen. It's a long shot. It's a desperate attempt to keep going. We can't rely on it. But we got it. Oh, that was the only other thing. Okay, let's go back to the main menu to quickly save those edge upgrades if nothing else. Dancing with Ghosts is so-so. But those 2 edge upgrades we got getting there was very nice. Don't tell the ghosts I said that. Alright, let's go ahead and head back upstairs now. Another Class 1 haunting. Well, let's get her, because we get 11 tricks on the board and 13 draw. However, you're only ever allowed 10 tricks on the board. You cannot benefit from 11. Okay, the game was nicer to us early on. We have 2 face cards in our hand. They are a Knight of Cups and a Page of Wands. The rest are numbers, so we do have some high numbers in our hand. Let's start flipping. Page of Cups, we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, sorry, to take you and almost win the challenge just like that. 10 of Swords. We have a 9 of Swords, so we can use our axe on it to win. 10 of Pentacles. We have a 9 of Pentacles, and then we can use our machete to win that one. Knight of Wands. I cannot answer you. 7 of Swords. We can't do anything to you. So we could start using some of our courage to use feats, but I don't feel like we need to do that. We have won the challenge. You got her good. No one's gonna believe how you did it, and you're not sure you are either. I get the feeling this is a every card is beneficial result. Or very close to it. What the heck? That is amazing. That's amazing. So we've fully couraged up. We have 18 courage we couldn't spend there. Holy crap. And we earned 3 more. We have 8 experience points. I forgot to spend some apparently last time. Let's grab a hyper... Support items are things like our diary. We only have one of them. Unless, well, actually the crystal ball and I think the beads of Akahadim are also support items. Are they or are they not? No, they're not. No, they're not. It says support item right here on the Tattered Diary. These say arcane item instead. Okay, so I think we grab another swords. And then we'll grab another heroic feat edge. Or our first one. Let's see. Whenever we use heroic feats, face cards can be bumped up or down. You can only do it once. And each edge allows you to target something else. So, in other words, if we took this, for example, our Reckless Charge, when we use it, could, I think, target pages on the enemy not revealed trick cards and reduce them to 10s, for example. We don't have any defensive heroic feats at the moment. They're all offensive. They're combat heroic feats. This adds X to the bump up or down. If you have 2 more combat heroic feats in your inventory and they're eligible for use in the challenge, X is right from the target level. So in other words, if we can use our feats in a challenge, if we can use 2 feats in any particular challenge, we get to lower the difficulty of the challenge as well. We get to draw additional cards. We get to put additional trick cards on the table. We don't have defensive heroic. These are the defensive heroic feats. We don't care about that. We gain X additional uses of all defensive heroic feats. We don't have any defensive heroic feats at the moment, so it doesn't help us. This is the same thing, but combat feats. Let's chill. I've never chosen this before. Why don't we choose this? Gain X additional uses of all combat heroic feats in any challenges in which they're eligible for use, where X is the level of the edge. Chosen. So in other words, we can use critical hit twice now. The same thing with the Blade Dances, and the same thing with Reckless Charge. I betcha there's only one edge to that, though. Yep. So another, as long as I was playing a little bit earlier about the balance of the game, something else I dislike about this game is the wording for feats, or edges, or actually a great deal of things where it's more complicated than it needs to be. What this should say is, you can use your combat heroic feats one more time in combat. That's it. That's all it needs to say. But instead it's worded this way, because everything's worded that way. And you wouldn't know until you chose it, and I guess this was correct, that this heroic feat, this edge, has a maximum value of 1. Would be kind of neat if you level it once, so you could use your feats a 3rd time in combat, but you can't do it. You're not allowed to do it. So that sucks. I had modded, I think, a good amount of the edges to allow them to get an extra point put in them. But it turns out, if you have, I think it's more than 16 edges which require an upgrade, and you gain an edge upgrade, the game bugs out and locks on you. And the game could do that normally also. It's an overflow error is what's happening. The game is not allowed to display that many choices for you when you are leveling up your edges. It doesn't let you, and so the game locks at that point. It's really annoying to discover that's the case. But it does mean I can't actually level. I probably could choose a handful of these and mod it so that we get another point be allowed to be put into them. But I haven't done that for this game, and we're not going to do so. By this game, I mean our current playthrough of it. We should tell the groom that his wife, or his not wife, is now gone. You decide to tell the ghost that Constance has departed this world. Wonderful news! I thought this existence felt lighter. I will spend eternity haunting this world rather than chance an encounter with her in the next. You have my thanks. Well, no sense in hanging around here any longer. A hanging ghost vanishes. An experience point. Let's grab the bottom row and the one card above this. Storm Cloud. Yet another air talisman. The Empress. Another Arcana card. You're immune to the effects of any instant insanity card that is revealed during the results phase while this card is in your inventory. Now, I was complaining about game balance earlier, but the Arcana cards I very much love. The whole idea of them. They're an extraordinarily powerful card. All of them are, because it lets you win against any other card that's displayed. And some you want to use immediately, even if you don't need them, to take advantage of what a special effect they give you, like the World, which gives you a bone for each one you don't possess. If we had gotten that much earlier, I wouldn't have worried about purchasing bones. We would have spent that experience on something else. Or in this case, the card makes you not want to spend it, because it saves you from instantly losing the game if you drew an instant insanity card. Anyway, I think that's incredibly well done. I love choices of that sort when they're given to the player. We also gained more experience points, so let's take another upgrade. Okay, I'm going to go back to the main menu so that I can choose a talisman upgrade. Let me also check my talismans again really quick. Okay, so we have 4 air, 1 fire, and 1 pentacles. Okay, so we have no water talismans, which is what rolled here for amplification, affinity, harmony, and attune. So these are useless, so we're not going to choose those. This is so funny, though, that the opposite, I guess, of this, or what the game selected for me is, hey, by the way, if you don't want any water, how about a Sword of Air? Any air talisman that you possess grants you +1 swords, in addition to any other bonus that it might provide. In the past, I might have modded this in, by the way, everyone, I can't remember. But in the past, I don't think this would be here. I think it was just the water attunement stuff you see. So I think I did add Sword of Air in here. I think the idea is that you could improve your water talisman so that they wouldn't go away more often, like they wouldn't vanish if you selected them, or they would show up more often. Or, if you didn't want any water, then maybe you wanted swords instead, in which case you can get a stat improvement. This is going to give us +4 swords by choosing this. It will happen the moment we move the cursor off our current spot. So that upgrade gives you +1 to the stat that the talisman is for each talisman of that type that you possess. So in this case, we have 4 air talismans, so that's +4 to our swords roll. I'll be honest, I was hoping for fire instead, or water, because we could use the other pointing cups or wands when we get down to the basement. But that's, I mean, good God. Lotaeri's probably has the highest sword stat I've ever seen on any of my characters. I can't imagine him failing physical combat very often. Yeah, look at this. This poor ghost. We have 17 cards in our hand. We have every single face card that belongs to the wands, for example, so there's no reason why we shouldn't play one of these immediately. Yeah, we're just gonna shred this poor ghost. In the case where you actually have every single face card, there's no reason not to play them if any other type of card of the same suit shows up on the trick board. Play them. They give you a lot of points. Start with the king and then work your way down. I can't believe we're getting the chance to play almost all of them either. Courage, we have no feats, so we can't take those. Maybe we should actually take another combat heroic feat. Or a heroic feat of some sort. So let's grab a heroic defensive feat. I stepped there because we are still looking for clue tokens on the second floor. We have not found any of them yet. Another ghost! Alright, we'll get you too. We start with 2 aces, which gives us 2 points. We have almost all of the Pentacles face cards this time. That's right, Tim, you said the right words. We'll use our axe. We'll select our 3. And now we win that challenge. We'll use our 6 and then use the machete on it. Those 2 can have our aces. We'd have the more cups cards. Might as well play the king. Earn even more points. Nice. And even more. More courage that we can't use. But the experience points we can. Yeah, we definitely want a defensive heroic feat. Because we need to spend this experience points. Roll 1 bone and then select a not revealed trick card and reveal it. If the revealed card is a non-face card, then bump its card down -X, where X is the number of cups rolled, then draw a card. Do the same, but reveal it if it's a face card. Add 2 times X to your trick points taken score. I tend to like Calm Sidestep, because I tend to select face. It certainly seems to me that that there's more face cards on the trick side than in my hand at any one time, and so I like Calm Sidestep for that reason, and we'll take it here too. Puzzle Lore Perception Edge. Let's start on that. How much courage did we get for that feat, by the way? 4. Okay. We'll come back for the seance room later. Is there a clock here today? There is no clock. Bit of blood in this hallway. This bathroom's promising. There might be a wrench in here. You hear water dripping. Then you notice the bathtub. As you approach, you start to get a bad feeling. The tub is full, and you can hear something moving in it. Suddenly, a figure lurches out of the brackish water and slumps over the side of the bathtub. Empty sockets stare out at you. This is a Resident Evil reference, I think. You've seen your fair share of the undead, but this thing still gives you the creeps. We only have 5 tricks up there, thanks to the wand story card at the moment. A 7 horror challenge is also going to be a bit tricky for us. It's only 5 tricks. Wow, we barely managed to do it, but we do it. Usually things far worse than this. The undead creature is fully clothed, but the fabric of its dress is wet and rotting away. You have no idea how long it's been lying in this tub. It turns its head towards you, and a tongue of some sort darts out of its decaying skull and seems to lick fleshless lips. You guess that it wants a snack. Notice the difficulty modifier here. What does that say, everyone? 21. Even though we've got a 14 modifier, the game's auto balancer is coming into play and saying, I'm going to make that really difficult for you anyway, because that's the way this game has been balanced. I hate it because we're also suffering in Cups and Wands department, and the game will make those challenges tougher for us. You can never really super succeed at one thing because this game's AI stops you from feeling that you're doing too well in any one area when it decides to make it tougher like this. But because we get 17 draw, I think that's still our best bet. You decided to do a little housework for once and clean the bathroom. Well, wonders never cease. I just did that today. Ace of Pentacles. If we want to win this challenge, we should probably play the page. We have the 10 in our hand anyway. So the page would... I would hold on the page if we didn't have the 10, because the 10... because it would let us take any other Pentacles card on the board. I could play the 5 here, for example. And if we had a 10, that's also take any other card. But because we have the page and we have the 10, the only thing that the Pentacles and 10 let us take 9. They both let us do it. So you might as well play the page, because it gives us plus 1 more point at this stage in the game. Here, I think I'm going to risk playing the 6. Actually, if we play the page, we win the challenge. So I guess we should do that this time. And hope that there wasn't a 8, 9, or 10 of swords on the remaining 4 cards. Queen of Wands. We will give you our ace. 4 of Cups. We will use our queen. We only have 2 cards left now. The odds of it being something super cool is very low. And I like, in other words, a Knight or Page of Cups, for example. And I would like to end this match with more than the target number drawn. 4 Wands. We have a Wands card. 1 card left. We'll use our Knight of Wands at this point. And we won. You don't even let the thing get out of the bathtub. What is left of the head falls off and rolls around the floor. You are Mr. Clean. Two more experience points. You feel your foot pressed down on the pressure plate and then hear the click as the tablets hit the pan of acid. A cloud of poisonous gas erupts from the floor beneath you. Oh, only 6 tricks make me nervous, but look at that card draw. 15 card draw here with instinctive roll. You roll out of the way of the poison cloud using your reflexes and instinct. We have a single ace in our hand. We have 4 face cards. 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. Some decently high numbers as well. 7 of Pentacles. We'll play the Knight. Knight takes the page. Page takes everything below it, number-wise. And since we have the Knight and Page, might as well play the Knight. 2 of Pentacles. I am willing to play our 3 here. We can take the 8 of Cups with our 9. We can take the 2 of Swords with our 4. Let's go ahead and... Oh, nope. I was about to say use our lore book, but that's not what's available. This is hinting that I should use Calm Sidestep. I don't need to use Calm Sidestep. I'd rather hold on to that Courage. Okay, we won. You instinctively twist and roll to the side of the billowing cloud. Right before I stepped on that, I was about to mention that we haven't yet encountered any traps up here. This is probably where the scientist is located, so we should head into here and get his first quest. You see a strange man hunched over a work table that is cluttered with blueprints, tools, gadgets, and colorful test tubes. He barely takes any notice of you at first, as if he had frequent visitors to his laboratory, which you find highly unlikely. You recognize the man from his odd file almost immediately, Dr. Laszlo Benway. What could he possibly be doing here? There is obviously some strange convergence that's attracting the most notorious and nefarious characters and supernatural entities to this place. Well, it's not a good chance we'll talk with them. Strange bedfellows? The place is downright dangerous. He's not your primary mission objective. Maybe you two could both find a way to help each other out. We have a Pentacles card of some sort in our hand. It's only a 4. With 3 cards left, the odds I'm able to use the Knight of Cups is very low. So I think we use it here to help us reduce the damage we take from failing this, which I'm suspecting we will. We don't! We just barely pass. You clear your throat and look Benway straight in the eye when he glances up. You note from his facial expression the recognition that you are an odd agent, and the faintest hint of a smile crosses his face. Yes, I think you'll do just fine, he says. Your arrival is most serendipitous. I have a task for you. You will be rewarded, of course. Benway wants you to find his lab refrigerator, which also happens to be this house's only refrigerator, located naturally in the kitchen. Fetch the small jar labeled boffin juice, and return it here at once. You feel their footstep down on the pressure plate, and then hear the dramatic sounds of darts being shot through blow tubes. You catch a glimpse of the deadly swarm of needle-tipped killers heading your way. Well, we're gonna duck and roll because we get 9 more draw than we do the other way. You react without thinking, tucking into an acrobatic duck and roll. We can take the 9 with our knight. Given how high our card draw is, and the low target number here, I'm not really concerned about using our calm sidestep to select a card and see if it's a face card. I think we'll be fine. And if we're not, I always have the option of drawing an Arcana card if it comes down to it. But we will be fine. Once again, I don't mess around with traps, even if they're easy. I want to make sure I at least get the target number as quick as possible, and then I can concern myself with earning extra points after that. Darn it, there was the Queen of Wands and we had the King, but we used it earlier. Didn't matter though. We are 19 points for the target number with that King of Swords taking that Queen, which means we draw 7 cards just by that. We didn't need the King on that Queen. You tumble away from the curtain of darts and emerge unscathed. Okay. Nope, I don't care about Chaotic because that is reducing sanity loss. We don't care about that. This is also sanity loss. We don't care about that either. This is health loss. We don't care about that. This is health loss. We don't care about that. Again, nerd, geek, philosopher, coffee addict. They reduce the damage you take from the results phase when you fail a challenge. These are all really garbage because they're going to reduce the sanity loss you take. But odds are you're going to have 40 sanity at this point in the game, and you don't care about those at all. I'm mostly worried about impairments or instant insanity loss. Like, we lose the game if you draw it if you're playing Reaper mode, and none of these help with that. I don't care about these. I think they're a waste of a pick. Don't pick them. Engineer. For any puzzle, lore, or perception challenge, 1 point is added to your trick-taking score for each revealed and unmatched trick card on the board up to X, where X is the value of the edge. If we're using our... Well, this is puzzle, lore, or perception, not locks. Let's choose engineer. It goes with the background for us, right? We're supposed to be good at putting together our own guns and how locks work and so on. Let's select it. And we'll grab another Hyperborean spell next. Another flood of rats, our third one. Well, we'll try to fight them again. We can play our page to on the 9, a 7 of wands. We have any wands cards? We do. We have the king and a page. I'm willing to do a little hoping here. We'll play our page here. Although we should play the king, but we won't. We can win the challenge with that page. We have other swords. We'll take the 5 with our 6. We can take that ace with our 3. Knight of Swords. We can't do anything about you but give you the ace. And an Ace of Pentacles we can take with our knight for a few extra points. Win the challenge. You kill dozens, wound even more, and fling yet more away. At some point, they seem to break, like they were being controlled by a single will, and then scatter and flee. Can't help but note, game, we haven't gotten any bullets yet. We fired our gun, I think, in episode 1. And then episode 2. We haven't had any bullets yet since then. You see a large wrench that has been attached to a very old steam pipe that runs along the top of the wall. The wrench seems to be the focus of something supernatural, possessing a slight aura of some sort. The aura radiates a hint of eldritch evil, as far as you can tell, but it's more like a warning, danger. Caution, this is the first time I've stopped to look at the drawing here beyond just a wrench on the pipe. And you can see the tentacles in the chalk drawing behind it, and what I guess is us there. Stop the something is written here too. We'll absolutely try taking it. You twist the wrench to remove it. You decide to twist the wrench to remove it. It looks old and nearly rusted onto the bolt, but sometimes kicking a hornet's nest stirs things up. Are you sure about this? It is a lock challenge, so we can see 2 cards here. Let's start by flipping over the Ace of Swords, and we'll use our 3 on that. Then we flip over more cards. The Queen of Swords! We have the King, to guarantee we win the challenge now. I just realized that was a 9 target number, and most of our hand, aside from the King of Swords, was not very good. So I am glad we drew the Queen. We still would have won if we played our king on the page, though. We would have gotten the target number that we needed there. I'm avoiding the page because our 4 of swords is not a match for it. It wasn't easy, but you pull on the wrench until it grudgingly comes free. At first, nothing happens, but then the pipe begins to rattle. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. You step back from the pipes, but it's too late. Tendrils of red vapor swirl from out of the pipe and coalesce into giant tentacles. You can feel an oppressive eldritch evil now permeate the room. You can feel its hunger. The tentacles seek you out, and you are certain that they want to consume your soul. You fight to keep your courage from utterly leaving you at this crucial moment. The tentacles intend to floss with your soul, and the very idea is very disturbing. We have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. That means we should play the Knight on any cups, because any number cups, because we don't want to lose such to a Queen or King if they show up later. We have to play the Queen of Wands. It's the only Wands card we have. And we win. You have kept your sanity. You stand your ground and maybe even feel... It feels, because we didn't feel stronger at all. There was nothing there. The ghost tentacles flail out at you, attempting to wrap themselves around you and then seek out your soul. It's an embrace that would leave your body lifeless on the cold floor, and your essence transformed into some bizarre part of the spiritual food chain. I normally flee this. Wow, but we don't have a good chance of either of these. Fleeing, at least we have 15 tricks. 8 target and 6 draw. We could try defeating the tentacles, though, but we only have 5 tricks at 8 target and 8 draw. This is a psychic challenge, so we don't have any options here either when it comes to our items we possess. We just have to try to win. We do have Arcana cards. This can go really badly if you fail this challenge, by the way. You end up having some, some difficult cards that might show up. We'll try a psychic duel with it. Okay. We have some good cards in our hand. We have very good cards in our hand. 2 kings and a queen of each one of different suits. And we can use our king to take the knight, and we've won just like that. Use our other king to take that knight. What the heck? Look at what was look what the board had spawned on it. A Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. All knights and kings up there. Thankfully, we had 2 kings of our own. I would have had to use an Arcana card here to win. Actually, that still wouldn't have won. We would have needed... No, that would have won. It's 6 for the Arcana card and 2 for the Knight of Swords for 8 points total. Yeah, wow. Good thing we didn't have to do that. You beat back the ghostly tentacles and crumple them up into a ball. You open up a small ethereal tear in our dimension and stuff the ghostly ball within. The ship. A water talisman. We are probably taking this. We have to drop something, though, if I want it. I don't, even though we're earning so many swords, I think we're going to drop one of these. I think we will drop our storm clouds. Our swords drops by 1 point, but now we have a water talisman. I do want one of each. The water talisman will show up if we do trap challenges. I mean, it's not a good chance, 45%, but it is a chance. And I will select it if it shows up, because I don't want to lose any... I don't want any wounds from failing a trap challenge. You see ghostly wisps of smoke rising to the ceiling. You follow the wisps down to a large, comfortable leather chair sitting in the gloom. Suddenly, you see the illumination of a cigar end, and with that, a ghost materializes, sitting in the chair. You're confronted with a supernatural manifestation that sends a chill down your spine. Well, I'm willing to play the king here, on the off chance these are not the queen or knight. Have a card for Pentacles, we do. And I'd be wrong. There was a Knight of Wands, so we will use our 5. You admire the ghost's smoke circles and wish you had a few cigars on you right now. Never have ever smoked a cigar. Or a cigarette, for that matter. Or a joint. The only thing I've smoked before was a tobacco pipe, and it was only for maybe a minute. And that was it. I guess smoking just isn't for me. The gentleman ghost sitting in the chair puffs away on his cigar and smiles back at you. He looks like the jovial old uncle that you never had. You sense that he is impatient, though, as his demeanor turns from a smile to a frown. Perhaps he thought you were a servant. Let's communicate with him. You decide to use your psychic talents as a medium to try and find out what the ghost is doing here. He might have information that can help you. Well, those 2 cards are out of our choices for picks, because we see both of them are queens, and we have no way to answer them. You sit down in the chair across from him and enter a trance. Mistaking you for a servant, he thinks you are impertinent, and refuses to acknowledge your attempts to communicate. Oh, that's interesting. Why did... Oh, because this is a communication, and Wands and Pentacles were oh god, is what decided this challenge. Yep. Oh, we try this again. It's not necessarily better. We got 2 more cards revealed, probably because of our 1 edge. But we're still not going to win this, I suspect. Oh, we are going to win the challenge. Just barely. You sit down in the chair across from him and enter a trance. Mistaking you for a servant, he thinks you are impertinent at first. Then he realizes that you still might be able to help him. He needs a favor done. My good man, I am almost out of my cigars here. Would you be kind enough to go and fetch me a few? The ghostly gentleman leans back and puffs out a huge column of ghost smoke. He fixes you in the eyes and says, "There's just one catch, of course. More like an inconvenient challenge, actually. You'll see what I mean." You notice the eerie glow at first. There is a large vase set on a pedestal. The opaque glass base is topped with a ceramic lid that is marked with strange runes and glyphs. You observe the vase. As you observe the vase, a face materializes within it. It swirls around the inside, locked in a horrific silent scream. The face in the vase is truly disturbing. You can't actually hear it scream, but the expression invokes an overwhelming urge in you to scream as well, does it? I'll risk holding on to our king on the off chance we can use it on a different card. We can't. And thankfully, though, we can still win the challenge with that Queen of Pentacles. Your mind is strong. You resist the urge to scream and gather your wits and courage. The face swirls around the interior of the vase, illuminated from within by a ghostly blue energy. The silent scream still echoes in your ears, or perhaps only your imagination. You recognize the vase's construction and the runes etched along its lid. This is a spirit jar. Its sole purpose, to bottle up and slowly leech off energy from powerful beings. You should proceed with caution. This is the child that the ethereal woman in the mirror is seeking. You decide to use the release incantation that was taught to you to free the child. Okay, I see the 7 of Cups here, and since we only have a 10 of Cups as the only Cups card in our hand, we're going to use it right now to guarantee that we don't lose it to a Face Cups card if one shows up here in these unrevealed tricks. We have to take the 8 with our queen, and that guarantees we win the challenge. Alright, well done. The runes etched on the lid glow with power and then fade. You twist off the lid and the creature flows out of the vase. Before you object, it wraps itself around you in an aura. You must return it to its mother. I'm pretty sure the place we need to go to for the cigars is down here. This will be an altar dedicated to the old ones. We don't need to go in that room. 2 creatures of shadow swirl around you. You recognize immediately that you are dealing with a type of ghostly creature that feeds off human emotions, fear and pain being the most succulent. You could either stand firm and fight them psychically, or run and hope to fight another day. We will, of course, stay and fight. Oh, wow! It's actually better for us to use psychic talents here, because the game is... This is a normal difficulty, everyone. Right here, a 9. The game has added 11 points to this, because we have a Swords of 13, and wants to make this tougher for us. You decide to use your psychic talents to destroy the shadow spirits. They cannot be dismissed or reasoned with. They are the twisted and evil remnants of extreme human suffering. And just like that, we are victorious. You engage in a psychic duel. You stand firm and use your talents to bottle them up in a psychic containment field. Then you crush the field and push them into the spirit world. 5 courage is nice. We can put that all into calm sidestep. The other attic staircase. We can come back for that. I don't know what's in this room. I don't like this. The look of this, but we'll step in here. You notice a small pile of junk cluttering up a section of the floor. Upon closer examination, you see an assortment of typical cast-off items, broken pieces of this and that. It doesn't look like much, but it still might be worth investigating. Oh, not with this hand, though. All low cards. Oh, 1 face card, a king. If we get a Pentacles up there, we'll win the challenge, and we do get a Knight of Pentacles. Sweet. I think you can get things like some rope or like a sledgehammer from this pile of debris, garbage. So we really do want to win this challenge if possible. Not guaranteed, though. You find the strangest things in junk piles. Getting rope would be really handy, game. I'm just saying. It would be amazing. But we didn't. 6 bullets, though. We will definitely take 6 bullets. You found a clue. You smell iron in the air. It smells like blood. Then you hear a long howl like a wolf from somewhere nearby. I mean, defeating the vampire wife is pretty much guaranteed we know what's here. We absolutely know that there's that the vampire elder is here. There's no question about it. Okay. Oh, it's not here at all. It's on the other side of the mansion. This is where we need to go to. We have most of these quests completed. This one is waiting. This one's waiting. This one's waiting. She is waiting. There must be other quests in the attic. Okay. Oh, we have 7 experience points. Let's spend this. Let's see. Okay, so I gotta read these, everyone. I'm sorry. I don't remember what they do. Ray of Chasmodai. Roll 1 bone and select a non-face card in your hand to discard, and then subtract the numerical value of that card. Max value is 10. From X random revealed trick cards, where X is the number of pentacles rolled. Then draw a card. So this is like our the blade flashes, for example. So I don't think we'll take that one. Rain of Burning Sulfur. Roll 1 bone and select a non-face card in your hand to discard, and then add the numerical value of that card to X random non-face played cards of the same suit. Where X is the number of pentacles rolled. Then draw a card. So, this is way too situational for me. No, we don't choose this. This is too complicated. So, you roll a dice. You then select a non-face card in your hand. Discard that. And then it randomly chooses cards that you had played on the board already that were not face cards of the same suit to add the numerical value of the card you discarded to it. Then you draw a card. This is so complicated. It's no. Typhon's Embrace. Roll 1 bone and select up to X revealed face trick cards, where X is the number of pentacles rolled, and transform them into non-face cards of the same suit with value Y, where Y is the number of cards selected multiplied by 2. Then draw a card. So, this will let us choose, for example, a queen, and if we rolled, let's say, this will let us choose a number of face cards of any suit, of the same suit, same suit, and transform them into non-face cards, but the more of them that we choose, the higher the value of those cards. We then draw a card. I think I like this. Let's choose Typhon's Embrace. We have 5 more points to place. We are all out of space for Hyperborean spells, unless I feel like dropping Lemurian Fire. And quite frankly, I think I do. I can just discard it. Oh, I always forget about this. So it's not something I do very often at all, but you can right-click on something and transform it into experience tokens. Can we do that for our edges, by the way? I never tried that before. No, that's a shame. Okay, so... I'm never going to cast this spell. Is that right? Roll 1 bone, select X non-face revealed trick cards, and remove them from the board. X number of pentacles rolled. Then replace them with random cards from the deck. I mean, that is useful. That's any card whatsoever, not the same suit or stuff like that. So, I guess we'll just hold on to it. Let's grab a edge for our Hyperborean spells now, then. We have 2 of them at this moment. Let me look at these again. This targets face cards. Revealed face trick cards. This changes cards to pages. Whenever you cast a spell of the Hyperborean type, it requires a card to be selected. Target up to X additional cards if possible. Gain X additional uses of all spells of the Hyperborean spell subtype in any challenge where they are eligible for use, where X is level of the edge, probably just once. If you have 2 or more spell cards of the Hyperborean subtype in your inventory, and they are eligible for use in the challenge, which ours are both combat challenges, so that would qualify, X additional unrevealed tricks are placed on the board at the start of the challenge. The same thing, but we draw cards instead. The same thing, but makes it easy, reduces the target number. Whenever a spell's Hyperborean spellcaster is cast, non-face cards. Okay, so this is bumping up or bumping down values on the cards. These don't help us with the spells that we have. So I think we'll choose Music of the Spheres to draw additional cards. Okay, I've got maybe, I think, 5 or 10 more minutes tops. So I'm still thinking about what I want to do here. I think we should go back upstairs and take the attic. I am going to commit to this. Attic's tough, though, Tim. You could just wander around up here instead. No, let's go back downstairs. And let's clean up a few things down here. The crocodile, to my recollection, doesn't have anything like super special for you defeating it. It's a fixed fight. So we don't need to do that. I don't want to do the gong quite yet either. We'll come back here to do that when we actually find the alchemist later. We are going to go and turn in the quest to the dinner party. You focus your psychic energy and tap your knife once more against an imaginary glass. Ghostly heads snap to your attention. Dessert will be here shortly. While we are waiting, what can any of you tell me about this place? Dessert is sumptuous, and you have made 1 or 2 otherworldly acquaintances. More importantly, you think you have learned some important things that will improve your chances on this mission. Well, that was 4 things. 4 more experience points. I see 2 support item edges here, so I guess we'll go ahead and select one of these. Mr. Fix-It. Whenever a support item special ability is used, face cards can be targeted for bumping their... no. Whenever a support item special ability is used, non-face cards can be bumped up to face cards. No. Whenever a support item special ability is used, to bump a card value up or down, X is added to the bump value applied to any non-face played cards. Nope. Because ours have to be in hand, not played. Whenever a support item special ability is used, X additional cards. Nope, we don't draw any extra cards. Whenever a support item special ability is used, X points are added to your trick-taking score. Okay, so if we use our lore book, we just gain a point for doing it. That's good. What else do we have? Whenever a support item special ability is used, X additional unrevealed tricks are placed on the board. That could also be good. Gain X additional uses of any support item special abilities in any challenges where they are eligible. So I like these final three. Mechanic would make the most sense thematically for us, since we are going with the technician mechanic route of Lotaeri. So I guess we'll choose that. Use our book twice. Okay. Let's do one more. Oh, we still didn't find that item. We really should not have done what we did and come up here. We are far away from that refrigerator on this side of the house. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to go down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 to go back upstairs on that side of the house. But we would also pass by the kitchens. You know what? It is worth it. Let's do it. Step over the insects again. I'm just assuming we have Wands cards in our hands. Sorry, Cups cards. We have the King of Cups, which is the best Cups to have. When the Queen of Cups showed up especially. A sense of desperation has gripped this vampire coven. The humans seem to be getting the upper hand. A good story token. All challenges that involve swords as the primary suit receive a +1 modifier to the number of cards drawn to the player's hand while this story icon is active. We have 3 more story icons before we need to go into the basement. But we're powerful enough, I think we could probably survive the basement now. Though there's no reason why we shouldn't clean up a few of these quests first. Rows of neatly stacked transparent jars and specimen dishes containing organs and tissue samples filled... Oh, we read that a long time ago. Alright, so we can either complete the quest for him, which is go and find the boffin juice, or we can switch to labels to make sure he doesn't get actual boffin juice. Now, a heads up that as far as I can tell, there's no real difference in the outcome of this quest series depending upon what you do. It's always the same. And I think this just makes it tougher and makes you feel better about doing it this way. I think we'll go ahead and just give him the boffin juice. And since I see the Queen of Wands here, we have the King. That's nice to know. We don't have any pentacles, so we can't do anything about that 5 that we see scried. We win the challenge. You win the challenge by a lot. There it is. You take the vial and put it in your pocket. Three more experience points. We might as well grab another item edge. And this time, I think we'll grab Survivalist for the free points whenever we do use a lore item. Once again, Gearhead makes more sense. Let's take Gearhead. So, whenever we use our lore book, an unrevealed trick will be placed on the board. I'm pretty sure that's just got, like, one single level to it. It does, yep. Oh, what the heck? Mechanic, though, can be used up to 4 times? Really? I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. Interesting. So if we level this like another 3 times, so up to 4, we can use our journal 4 times in the challenge. That's interesting. Huh. And that would also give us 4 extra tricks on the board. That's a decent combo. Oh man, if I want to get the cigars, we gotta come all the way down here, but we would complete both those quests and then never have to go down that way again. Let's go ahead and complete them, and then that will do it for this episode. Another protector. So I guess we fight it. We can attack it. 9 of swords. We'll play our knight to win the challenge. We have 3 aces in our hand because we started with 3 points. How about that? I'll hold on to the queen and hope we can use her later. I think here I will play this queen. I think we can get bullets, yep, from this encounter. Very good. Holy bullets. Well, so much I was early complaining about bullets, and now we just got all the bullets we needed to refill our Colt 45 completely. Very good. And the intelligence we need to almost take another edge. Let's see. We'll work towards another ranged edge. Okay, this demon I don't like lying to. So we'll go ahead. I think this demon was being honest with it. So we'll be honest with it as well. Against your better, we'll fulfill the contract. Against your better judgment, you throw the slip of paper with the demon's name into the fireplace. You see sparks of blue and green. The demon laughs with delight and then disappears. You receive your reward as promised. But you sense there might be some strings attached. The High Priestess. Remove all wound and impairment cards from your inventories. After this card is used to take a trick. That is incredible. It doesn't protect us from gaining them, but this yet almost naked lady, like all the other Arcana cards we currently possess, I'm noticing a theme, will protect us from, will let us get rid of them if we draw any. So that is nice to know we have this. We just can't use it, though, to immediately discard it. We're forced to at least accept the card for a little bit until we can use that Arcana card to get rid of it. Well, I think we're strong enough now that we could indeed head to the basement. Maybe we will complete the Witch's Quest, since we have time to draw all those story tokens. I feel like. I think we probably could. Anyway, this thing seems almost seared to the chair. The fingers are what catch your eye. So this is what the gentleman ghosts meant. They do indeed look like cigars. You decide to grab a bunch of them. 2 aces is handy. We have no wands cards in our hand, though. That's useful to know. Well, thanks to justice, we win. Thanks to justice, we win. Thank you, justice. You snatch a few of the fingers and put them in your pocket. Not able to leave its chair, the creature howls in anger. Cool. Alright, everyone. That will do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. We come back, we'll turn in a bunch of these quests upstairs, see what rewards we get, and then we're probably coming back down here to at the very least encounter the plant creature, because we'll do the second part of that quest. And I think we might pop back into the backyard. I will make up my mind when I see how good we do or don't do at that point. We honestly should go to the attic so I can find the alchemist to get him the pile of papers. The alchemist himself there's nothing really special about him in so much that he's not, like, incredibly good. He offers the same type of rewards that the Vishaka offered us a long time ago, but you can get an Arcana card, and as long as we're trying to collect apparently every single Arcana card in the game, we might as well attempt to get more of them. Alright, but I'll stop babbling. Thank you guys for watching, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.